next up, my personality for the next 5 months.
The longest build-up for a teaser trailer I think MCU has ever done.
You know how I said I think the Superman and Fantastic Four trailers and stuff might heal the world? I still believe it's possible. I know the world is looking quite bleak at the minute.
I don't know if the trailers will heal the world. The films
might. I have so many emotions.
I obviously didn't. I was busy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was so I couldn't watch the countdown and watch the live reveal. Obviously saw your thing, and I was like, oh, seeing your comments of can this just hurry up? I want the trailer now. I was like, oh, they must have dragged this out for some reason. There is also, you might have come across them on TikTok. There's another nerdy podcast of, one of them goes by the Hat Guy and always has hot takes.
Yeah, I'm aware of them.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his takes.
I think their podcast is great. They're very successful.
Their podcast is great. They are great at farming a clip. He does have, I don't know if they're deliberately diabolical takes or not, but Christ alive,
from some of the extended cuts, his takes often aren't actually that bad. They just cut the hot ones because they know they get clicks. There was a thing I saw of the two of them watching, obviously, that trailer reaction live. Their TikTok was them crashing out about the build up to this trailer, where obviously it glitched and showed there was another hour on the countdown.
When that happened, I literally went, I was like, oh, am I dumb? Can I not read? So I went back in the stream 30 seconds and saw the hour appear. I'm like, you motherfucker!
Do you know what? I know what happened there. That is a video. If you think in OBS, if you have a video and it auto plays, they've got it ticked. They've got it ticked to loop, and then literally the countdown video hit 0 and just went.
No, but it didn't even hit 0. It did it at 5 minutes left.
Maybe, do you know what? Whatever. That is a video that will just be and someone has hit that back to the beginning by accident, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, they were crashing about that, and then obviously there's that weird little interview of kind of stall time thing that I just skipped through because I was like, I don't need to watch this. I will say the whole marketing and theming around this reveal of this whole build-up being in Fantastic Vision, and
them actually being at NASA or wherever the fuck they were.
Yeah, the Space Center, and having all the actual NASA rockets and stuff, and the theming and marketing, so big brain. It was great. But then we get the trailer, which
I have so many things to talk about. First, the Thing design is perfect. If you disagree, you are objectively wrong.
Yes.
It's simple. They even got the brim of his fucking eyebrow.
That's the thing. I was like, all the comments I see where people are going, if you think this is bad design for the Thing, this is straight out of the comic, and they'll put a comic panel next to it.
Yeah, he has never looked so good. And I really do like the 2004 Fantastic Four Thing design. He's a bit smaller than I would like, but it's not a bad design. This design is objectively gorgeous.
Oh, I think it looks great. And there's a little bit of polish that the visual of the rocks, is all things. The trailer's never actually sometimes got the final polish. You can just tweak the CGI to look that bit more realistic in its visual.
It looks
but also
fine.
Yeah, it doesn't look terrible at all.
It's a man made of rock. It's not going to look real.
This is the
part of your brain's always going to be going.
Well, in that teaser, you don't see enough of it to get your brain used to it. You'd have to I'm sure we've both watched the trailer multiple times.
Yeah,
we're fine with it. But when you're watching the film, you'll probably get used to it so quickly. I really like that his voice is normal.
Yes,
because I've seen that as a point of contention. Yeah.
So I am in the band of the Thing is this big monstrous looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he is the heart and soul, and he is the compassionate center of the four, which is, I mean, that's just Art 101, right? You make the person look the most different from them, and that becomes
Yep.
like their thing. The idea that Ben got to keep his voice is very important because that's how you humanize him.
Yeah.
He is still Ben. He just looks different.
That adds to the
You
whole
close
thing
your
of
eyes
like,
and it's the same person.
it's just his visual has changed.
Exactly.
I loved his little moment where he went full bear mode. And with Herbie.
I need, and here's the thing, it doesn't need to happen because like Ebon Moss-Baccarat is a great actor who doesn't need a reference to the bear in his massive, huge film. However, him getting ready to cook family dinner with Herbie, looking at him going, let it rip, would make me sob like a baby. Like, it's that.
Just, even if it's just like, his thing is he likes beef sandwiches. Like, it was just the way that like he tastes it and then he's like clapping it. And the fucking, this is the other thing, the creative in me noticed so many fucking things in this trailer, like the attention to fucking detail, like him clapping his hands, you can hear it's like rocks slapping together.
Yeah.
And then I loved the whole thing of like, I'm just gonna add a bit of garlic. It's not because I hate what you've done with it. I was like, this feels like I'm watching The Bear. Obviously, I sent you that TikTok. Great. Herbie looks great. Yeah, I love Herbie's design with the like tape deck eyes.
The Baxter building is gorgeous.
Yes. I mean, the visual for everything.
Yeah. So one of the big things that I spotted was when they're on the stage together. With the four behind them and the bits coming up on the side.
Oh yeah.
That is a massive homage to the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Like that stage design is basically identical.
That's cool.
And of course, it's the Fantastic Four. They were the Fabulous Four, both dawned in the 60s. There's always been a little bit of a I don't even know what the right word is. There's always been a little bit of back and forth between the Fantastic Four and the Beatles. Like there's always been kind of acknowledgements that they're very similar because in the early days of the Fantastic Four comics, when they tried to make the Fantastic Four like famous as superheroes, they were inspired by like Beatlemania.
Yeah, and how they were viewed and stuff.
Yeah, so like that's always been there, and it's nice to see in a retro futuristic world, which is gorgeous by the way. Them keeping that idea of Beatlemania around the Fantastic Four.
Well, and them being like celebrities, like you saw it with the kids have the Thing masks and like a little Thing toy, which I love the fact that he is like what the kids love. I mean, we got obviously see Johnny Flame On.
Yeah.
That the creatives that I follow all spotted this. The director, fucking the cinematography is when he flames on,
the lens
it interacts with the lens showing dirt and grime and like they've so nailed that visual effect perfectly.
It's so good.
That and Invisible Woman doing her like shield and the way it does the chromatic aberration and stuff. Oh, that I straight away was like, oh my god, this looks so fucking good.
It looks beautiful. The big question is obviously going to be Reed's powers because making stretchy powers look good in live action is not easy. I'm cautiously optimistic as I am with everything, but I want this film to be good. So there is always the danger that I'm overlooking something, but this trailer feels exactly what I wanted it to feel. We got a good look at everyone. They look great. The costumes are phenomenal. Galactus is big and imposing. He's not a cloud. He's a big boy.
So I did see something. Someone made the point of, because there is only one Galactus, right, in all the multiverses.
Can't remember.
I think this is what people were saying is there is only one Galactus and he like travels across the multiverse. So there is only ever one of them. It is just the one. Technically, the Cloud Galactus is also this Galactus. He just chose to be a cloud in that universe.
Okay, so there are multiple Galactuses, but they could all travel the multiverse.
Okay.
Is what I seem to be getting here.
I don't know.
So they're both Galactus, but they could be different ones.
Fair. But
So I've seen a leak today, and we have no way of verifying it, so I'm not putting it in the news. I'll throw it in here. That apparently this Galactus doesn't want to eat the world. He has detected Franklin Richards, who is incredibly dummy powerful, and he wants Franklin to fix his old universe so that he can go back to it.
Interesting.
Which would be very interesting.
We also, like, people have obviously pointed out the chalkboard that Reed's working on. I was so waiting for that to be the way they showed his stretchy powers because of how big it is.
That is a Marvel editing thing where they hide something.
His arms like long and writing over there.
Absolutely.
But
just people, like in the fucking No Way Home trailer where Scorpion gets kicked in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Not Scorpion, Lizard.
People obviously noticed he's working on a multiverse bridge. Which then has got people questioning, okay, where, like, he's going to be able to go to multiverses. I don't think they do this. But it could, like, it also could be a thing that Marvel would do. Going off Spider-Man, we got all versions of Spider-Man. We got our three boys all together in a film.
Yeah.
We've had Kangs and the Council of Kangs. There is the Council of Reed. Do you think they, off the success of how Spider-Man was taken by fans of having old actors reprise roles, do you think with this multiverse bridge we have all the Fantastic Four Reed Richards that we know, including the one from Doctor Strange, all show up together at one point in this film? Or in it,
I really hope they don't.
I hope they don't, but we've seen Marvel do this a couple of times now. And I'm like, I really hope they don't lean on that. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hope they don't. But it could work if they do it right. I really like the idea, despite this being Galactus in the film, and like clearly being quite a fantastical universe. I like the idea of being quite grounded in like a smallish story of them trying to help Galactus get back to his universe. Then they can't do it, and Galactus eats their planet, and they manage to escape, and that causes the incursion of Doomsday Secret War.
We know there's going to be a lot of Interstellar vibes, which I got off of you. Well, I don't know if you would have, because you've obviously not seen the film, but you knew the cornfield was Interstellar. So
I'm a connoisseur of film. It doesn't mean I have to see the film to get it.
The clips showing the rocket go like launch with the like 3 engine spires that looks such a sick design. That them suiting up before their first trip into space, like those clips gave me Interstellar vibes, which I'm like, okay, I wonder if, like, obviously they're going to use that as like flashback stuff to, because we know we're not getting it as an origin. We know this, like, we've obviously with the fit, like they've been up once. Maybe the way they're wording it sounds like they're setting up to go up again.
Yeah.
So they're obviously going to use those flashback things. I wonder if that stuff and how they show what happened to them will be where the interstellar vibes come in, which I might know more for.
I'm very curious to see it. My big thing is, and I don't like rush to the end of the film. I'm going to savor this film. My big thing is, we know it's a different universe. Is it the universe that we saw at the end of the Marvels, where the X-Men exist? Is it a different universe? And if that's the case, how does this film end? Because we know they're not getting another film before Secret War, but they're going to be a part of Secret War. So this film kind of has to end with them leaving their universe or something happening.
So my prediction is this is the world with RDJ as Doom, and Doomsday is going to be them still in this world. Like, this is going to end with some reveal of RDJ's Doom or something, or Doom's in this world, and the Avengers Doomsday is going to partly be them in this universe, and whatever happens in that then is them leaving this universe.
Maybe.
Whether it's the X-Men one, mate, I don't know.
These are the questions we've got.
But the difficult thing is we've seen such a small little like lab of the X-Men world. That's always, so we have no context if it is this like retro futurism world that was in, or if it was, because you could have a situation where it's 3 different worlds and then the whole Secret War shit really like crashes multiple together.
And also it makes it a lot easier like segregating out the different IPs to bring them back together after an incursion, because then you have to build the relationships now.
Yeah,
instead of
like merging
that relationships existed.
Yeah, merging 3 worlds also then allows them to go, well, gives them more freedom to what, yeah, that happened in this world. Like, you don't know these things have happened.
Exactly.
They're just here now.
I'm curious to see how it goes. I don't know. All I know is July. Yes, July they come out. July with Superman and Fantastic Four might be the most back we've ever been.
I mean, yeah.
You know what? You know my opinion on like delays and stuff. If you have to delay, you have to delay. I am praying that these films do not need to delay.
I don't think.
And if one of them needs to delay, I hope the other one agrees to delay so they still come out in the same month.
the problem is, we know Superman won't delay. Like, it's had so much time. Fantastic Four, Marvel won't delay it. Like, they will, unfortunately, Marvel will work those artists to the bone over delaying, and I hope that isn't the case. I hope those artists don't end up in a situation where they are being severely overworked because they don't want to move a release date. But that is, unfortunately, we know Disney well enough that is more the case than it moving.
But the other discourse online, of course, has been like, oh, imagine wanting to watch Superman when this exists, or oh my god, they thought this was going to be close to Superman. I try not to feel superior to people. Sometimes I do it accidentally. I try not to feel like I'm better than anyone. I am better than you for believing that I can enjoy both these films, and you only want to watch one of them. That makes me superior to you.
I get.
Imagine not being excited for both of these.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, I get as a comic book fan, you might have a preference of like, you enjoy reading DC comics over Marvel. That's fine. But I refuse to believe that comic book fans hate Marvel. If you're a DC, or if you're a Marvel fan, that you could hate DC comics to that point where like anything, like, how are you a comic fan and not excited about both films? And being like, DC's better, like Superman's going to be better than Fantastic Four. Like, bro, we're about to get 2 incredible looking, much more comic accurate, like probably the most comic accurate superhero films we've had ever, or in a while.
Potentially ever, yeah. Potentially ever, yeah.
We're about to potentially have the start of the greatest era of superhero content.
You know the phrase, have your cake and eat it too?
Yeah.
This is like the situation where maybe that's possible.
Yeah. It really is.
I see no downside here. Either they're both great, and you go, oh boy, what a great summer. One of them's great, and you go, at least you had a great film. And if neither of them are great, you go, fuck, that sucked. But there is no world in which, like, this isn't a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
We have never had 2 films from competing, or from DC and Marvel coming out at the same time, that have me this convinced we're getting 2 bangers.
And also, like, this is like the first time ever that we've had their 2 main like character IPs at the same time.
Like, these are the grandfathers of superhero comics. the first family of Marvel, and Superman.
Yeah.
It just feels so right. They're both happening in a universe we've not really seen, which means it's fresh. Like, how could you not? I try not to say, oh, you're not a comic book fan. Because, yeah, you might not like comics, but maybe you like the cartoons or the films or whatever. If you're not excited for at least one of these, you are not a comic book. There is no way you can claim to love superheroes and comic book media if there isn't one of these, at least, that has you going, oh, boy. Like, what's not to love?
No,
And even
I
if for some
agree.
reason you're not a comic book fan, there's a new Jurassic World film coming out that looks fucking lit in July as well.
I mean, it's the same thing we've shown several times, but yeah, it does look cool.
Can you not be a little bit excited for Jurassic World? Big dinosaurs and shit, man. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? End of the day, I couldn't be more excited for this. Like, it looks so good. There's no reason to not be excited. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Like, what else can you do other than wait and see with bated breath and hope? It's brilliant.
I mean, yeah, we've only got 5 months to go.
Yeah.
6. 5, 6.
5. I don't know. One of them numbers.